What does it have to teach? That it only brings pain. And so how does war end? It only ends. Wars that we wage on our own individual lives, wars that we wage even as a country, only end for one reason. Because you're sick of it. Because you're sick of waging war. Because the price, the desolation that it creates in your own life and in the lives of those around you. And it's all of us, folks. Every single one of us. We all hold on to past hurts. People maybe from 40 years ago, people maybe from 20 years ago, people maybe from last week. We all hold on to that hurt. And we don't let go of it until we realize I am tired of holding on to that. I am tired of inflicting pain on other people. And I'm also tired of having pain inflicted on me. I'm talking about the wars we wage on others. The only way war ever ends is when somebody says, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of being an instrument of pain. I'm tired of hurting others. Truth is, suffering is part of life, but we only exacerbate it. We only exacerbate it when we do those things that are warring, when we hold on to those hurts. Sure that we are going to stick it to whoever stuck it to us. So we hold on. Guess what? It holds us out on the inside. It's not even necessarily that you become a malicious person, but we become empty inside. Something about it. There's something about anger. There's something about what stirred up these armies of war and any armies of war. There's something that stirs up all of us. We all get hurt in this lifetime. We're all afflicted by anger. We're all afflicted by things people we feel have done to us. And we hang on to that. But here's the good part of it. And I think you can guess where I'm going. The good part of it is simply this, that there is hope. The day comes when we realize I truly am tired. The day comes, and sometimes it's an aging process, and it just comes with time. Sometimes people have the good fortune of learning it younger, where I am tired, Lord. I am tired of the wars I have waged. I am tired of the pain I have inflicted. Where we stand before God and simply say, Lord, I want a new spirit. I have been an instrument of something other than love. And I've tried, Lord, and I've tried, but I am tired. And you realize you want the infusion of God in your life. Not that that's some magical cure-all and boom, it's gone like that. But the point is simply this, folks, that we all do this. We all do this. And the opportunity is to finally, at some point in your life, when you reach the point where you've had enough, where you simply say, Lord, fill me with your spirit, because I know what I am doing is not your spirit. I know that I have been an instrument of pain. I know that I have waged war on those that I love. In the things, and you recall this phrase from the Lutheran Confession, in the things that I have done and the things that I have left undone. I have not loved you with my whole heart. I have not loved my neighbor as myself. Right? We have that choice, and we get worked up with emotion, and every one of us has it. We get worked up, stirred up, and we have that choice. We have that decision. The path of love and the path of war. But we don't think of it as war. It's just, I'm left. We don't think of it as war. It's just, you're going to pay. We don't think of it as war. It's just, it would feel so good. Just stick it to this person. But the truth is, folks, there is a higher calling. There is a higher calling. The war truly isn't the answer. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes us a lifetime to realize that. Sometimes we only mellow out with age. Some people have the good fortune of seeing it younger. And they don't wage as much war on those that they love. We all do it. But the degree to which we do it, sometimes we do realize it when we're younger. I don't want this. I want to be an instrument of love in the world. Now, I know this seems like a very depressing, harrowing, sorrowful message to be preaching, this notion of war. But the truth is this, folks. We cannot have a spirit of love. We cannot have a spirit of new life. We cannot walk with that peace And that joy that we're promised until that other stuff is purged, is sort of bled out of our system, is let go of, and it takes time. And every single person in this room has suffered. Every single person in this room has inflicted suffering in one way or another. And the simple task is this. The simple task is this. 3 questions. 1, how do you fight? How do you wage war? What are the things that you do and the things that you leave undone? What are the pre-engagement ways where you sort of subtly hurt someone by maybe undermining them? What are the overt ways that you clash with someone, that you engage in war? And what are the ways that you disengage? Because we all do it. So the first question is, how do you do it? We can't extract it. We can't make room for God's love in our life until we know what we need to get rid of. And so my question to you is, how do you war? Second question is this. Are you sick of it yet? And I'm not asking, are you sick of being hurt? I'm asking, are you sick of hurting someone else? Are you tired of being an instrument of war? Are you ready to be an instrument of peace? An instrument of love, an instrument of God's inspiration, and an instrument of goodness. And lastly, again, I know this is a strong and somewhat heavy message, but this is something we need to look at before we can open our hearts. The third question is simply this. Are you ready to simply get on your knees, whether literally or metaphorically, in your life, and ask God to come in? Because without the Spirit of God moving inside of you, there's no hope for peace. But when that Spirit comes in, when you make room for it, when you are ready to let go of all the stuff you've been holding on to, all the stuff that stands between you and whomever, until that, you're going to stew with that. But God is waiting. Just waiting. Jesus said, I have come that you might have life and have it abundantly, and I am here to tell you there is no abundance of life in anger. There is no abundance of life in warring, in fighting. There's no abundance of life. There's just that life-draining energy bleeding right out of us. There's new life when God stirs in us, but it takes us going before God and begging. Help me, Lord. Infuse me with your Spirit. Give me new life. And I am here to tell you, as sure as there's a nose on my face and the sun rises in the east, it will happen. One last piece. Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce Indians. I don't know if you're familiar with the Nez Perce Native Americans. They were originally located up in Oregon in the 1800s. And they were known as, in fact, to this day are known as horse breeders. That's their history. They actually bred a particular type of horse. They were located along the Palouse River in Oregon, and they bred horses for strength and speed and so forth. And Chief Joseph was known as, and his people were basically known as the people who first bred what we know as the Appaloosa. That is an indigenous American horse. The Appaloosa, and they bred it, and they bred it, and bred it, and to this day it has a reputation of being an incredible horse, powerful, fast, and of course beautiful. The story goes that Chief Joseph was, they had a reservation, and they had rich grazing land for their horses, and the U.S. cavalry basically was going to chase them off their land. So what did? They hightailed it out of there. They didn't want to fight. And so they're heading for the Canadian border, and they come up 50 miles short. They come up 50 miles short, cavalry overtakes them, and their people were starving and freezing to death and so on and so forth. And then we hear some of the finest words ever uttered. And Chief Joseph simply says, where the sun is today, from where the sun is today, I shall fight no more forever.